Ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans from around the world, welcome back to the channel. If you love real stories, real decisions, and real moments that shape the future of women's basketball, you're in the right place. Make sure you like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe if you want the most powerful WNBA stories breaking down what's really happening behind the scenes. Because today, we're talking about a name that never stops commanding attention. A name that carries history, controversy, resilience, and greatness all in one. Brittney Griner has officially made her WNBA free agency intentions clear, and what she said about where she wants to play next season has sent shockwaves across the league. For over a decade, Brittney Griner was synonymous with the Phoenix Mercury. Drafted first overall in 2013, she wasn't just a franchise player, she was the franchise. Dominant on both ends of the floor, redefining what a center could be, blocking shots at a historic rate while also stretching defenses and commanding double teams nightly. Phoenix was home. The fans, the city, the banners, the championships, it was all intertwined with Griner's identity. For years, it seemed impossible to imagine her wearing another uniform. But the WNBA, like life, changes fast. When Griner returned to the league after one of the most harrowing and public ordeals any athlete has ever endured, her presence alone felt bigger than basketball. Every game, every ovation, every standing crowd carried weight. She wasn't just playing for wins anymore, she was playing for survival, resilience, and reclaiming her voice. And yet, quietly, something else was happening beneath the surface. The idea of what comes next started to grow louder. Free agency arrived, and with it came a decision no one thought she would make. Leaving Phoenix wasn't just about basketball. It was about turning a page. Starting fresh. Choosing peace. Choosing control. When Brittney Griner signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Dream, it caught many fans off guard. Some called it shocking. Others called it inevitable. But for Griner, it was personal. She described free agency as everything she wanted it to be. That statement alone told you this wasn't rushed. This wasn't pressure. This was intentional. Atlanta offered something different. A new environment. A different locker room. A chance to redefine her role not just as a dominant center, but as a veteran leader navigating the latter chapter of a legendary career. On the court, her season with the Dream was not without challenges. Injuries limited her availability. Minutes fluctuated. The stat sheet didn't always reflect her impact. But anyone watching closely could see what she still brought: gravity in the paint, defensive instincts, and a presence that demanded respect. And then came the offseason questions. Would she return to Atlanta? Would she test the market again? Would a contender make a hard push? Would Phoenix attempt a reunion? Would retirement even enter the conversation? That's when Brittney Griner made it clear. She didn't dance around the question. She didn't leave breadcrumbs. She spoke with clarity and calm confidence. Griner expressed that she wants to continue playing and that she feels comfortable with where she is. Sources around the league quickly picked up on the message. This wasn't about chasing headlines or hopping teams. This was about stability. About fit. About choosing a place that aligns with her life on and off the court. Atlanta, once again, sits at the center of that conversation. The Dream represent more than just a basketball team for Griner. They represent a fresh chapter where expectations are different, where leadership matters as much as production, and where her voice carries weight. In a league heading toward massive change, with a looming new collective bargaining agreement, shifting salary caps, and players positioning themselves for future flexibility, short-term deals have become chess moves. Griner understands this. She's not just playing the game on the floor anymore. She's playing it in negotiations, timing, and legacy. Around the league, executives are paying attention. Younger teams see her as a stabilizing force. Contenders see her as a missing piece. Fans see her as a symbol of perseverance. And yet, despite all the speculation, Griner's tone suggests something important. She's not chasing chaos. She's chasing comfort and purpose. There's also the reality of where the WNBA is headed. Expansion teams are coming. Media coverage is exploding. Salaries are expected to rise. Veterans like Griner are keenly aware that the next season or two could reshape the league forever. Locking into the right situation now matters more than ever. And Atlanta, with its market size, growing fan base, and evolving roster, checks a lot of boxes. Critics will point to her age. Others will mention injuries. Some will argue that her best statistical days are behind her. But that argument misses the point. Brittney Griner no longer needs to prove dominance. Her resume is complete. What she's doing now is choosing how her story continues. And that's what makes her free agency stance so powerful. She's not being reactive. She's being deliberate. Whether she officially resigns with the Dream or keeps the door slightly open, the message is clear: she wants to play in an environment that values her as a person, not just a player. That clarity alone removes a lot of mystery from this offseason. Teams know where she stands. Fans know what to expect. And the league knows that one of its most influential figures is still very much in control of her narrative. As the next season approaches, all eyes will be on Brittney Griner once again. Not just to see how she plays, but to see how she leads, how she inspires, and how she continues to shape the WNBA in ways that go far beyond the box score. Because when Brittney Griner speaks, the league listens. And this time, her message couldn't be clearer. And when you really step back and look at Brittney Griner's journey, it becomes clear that this moment is about so much more than free agency. It's about ownership. It's about choosing peace over pressure, purpose over noise, and fit over hype. Brittney Griner has nothing left to prove to this league. Her legacy is already written in banners, records, and moments that changed women's basketball forever. What she's doing now is deciding how she wants the final chapters to read. Whether she stays in Atlanta or makes another calculated move, one thing is undeniable: Griner is still a powerful presence in the WNBA, both on and off the floor. Her voice carries weight. Her decisions set examples. And every choice she makes sends a message to the next generation of players watching closely. This isn't about chasing headlines anymore. It's about control, comfort, and continuing to make an impact in her own way. So now, the question shifts to you. Do you believe Atlanta is the right place for Brittney Griner to finish this chapter of her career? Or should a championship contender make one last big push for her experience and leadership? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real, in-depth WNBA stories you won't get anywhere else, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.